Welcome to Mike It Yourself, the KZ1000 custom bike build project. These are the side panels to the KZ1000 that I'm working on, and what I'm doing is when I remove the stickers from the side, they had big old police sticker on there. When I removed them, it had two small holes and then a dimple where I think the mold was made from or injected from or whatever. But so I'm filling them in with some glazing putty or spot putty. This is a little bit different than your regular body filler. It's for my finer stuff, so this works fine for what I'm doing right now. There's a little bit of a process, so I just kind of walk you through that process, and hopefully it'll help you in future projects for yourself. So I did some sanding on this to remove some of the clear coat that was already in place, and I've applied the putty to the panel and filling it in. So this one is dried out. I need to go ahead and sand it now at this point. When I sand, especially with the glazing putty, I run through with a 100 grit sandpaper first to kind of get it down, and then I'll hit it again with the 400 grit, which makes it really smooth, and it allows me to run my hand across it to determine whether or not there's imperfections. So rule of thumb that I use, at least, is if you feel it, then you'll be able to see it. Meaning if you can feel it and you paint, then it's going to show through your paint job. So what you want to make sure is that it should feel smooth to the touch, like you can't even tell, like with your own hand. Once you get to that point, then what you'll want to do is a trick that I use some really cheap, like Rust-Oleum paint in black, because black shows up everything, and I paint that to see if I see any of the imperfections. So this is a panel that I did a little bit more work on. So essentially I did the same process here, except for it's sanded. And when I ran my hand across it, I could tell that there was some imperfections. So what I wanted to do, just to kind of show you, is put the paint on it and show you what I mean, that if you feel it, you'll see it. So if I bring this up to the camera, you'll see there's hole 1, there's the dimple, there's hole 2. So it's pretty smooth to the touch, but you see it, and that's kind of where we're trying to get away from. So it's going to take a little bit more work, probably 1, maybe 2 more coats of the glazing putty, and it's really a repetitive process, and it almost feels like you're removing everything that you just applied. But what it's doing is it's slowly building, and it's filling in all the microscopic, well, not microscopic, but all the really small little imperfections and gaps there. So at a certain point, you won't even be able to tell that you used any body filler at all. So more to come.
you.